Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending where you are around this beautiful globe. I'm Jimmy James. You're watching Catch It Live first. You'll be catching it as live today until we sort the issues out we've currently got with YouTube. Hopefully that'll be rectified soon. So we'll keep pumping the content out. Obviously, it just won't be live. The other issue is we won't have the live chat, which is unfortunate. Gelwin, I wish I could have spoke to you last night, my friend, over the Australians playing Afghanistan. That was some game for the Afghanistan fans, that is. The other issue we've got today is obviously we can't have the live chat, but you still can leave comments, so please do so. Anthony B, missing you, mate. Empire Maker, David, Anthony, Joseph Jr., Cynthia, missing you all. Apologies if I've missed anybody. No doubt I have. But hopefully we'll get this rectified and we can get back live streaming. There's nothing that we're copywriting. I just don't know where the issue, comes from. But either way, back to the USA playing England. The USA have kept the same team that got demolished the other night, let's be honest, against the Windies. England have brought in Anthony Jordan, and they've left out Mark Wood. Apart from that, they go again. The same team that was beaten against South Africa. We're at Barbados. I'm just trying to look at the weather. The weather looks perfect. So fingers crossed it's not going to be weather affected today. England won the toss and they've elected to field. So we'll see what this wicket does. We've removed our stream sponsor. In case that's what the issue is, even though there's no money exchanges hands, there's nothing more than a discount offered to viewers who want to take advantage of having 5% off any pet products. We'll see if that's the issue. The problem is YouTube haven't actually said what the problem is. So until they do that, we can't rectify it. So it's just going to be a case of removing what could be a potential problem and seeing where we go with that. Fingers crossed. We'll get it sorted soon, though. Opening the bat for the USA is Gauss. He's going to be at the non-striker's end. And it'll be Taylor to take strike. Out the other night against the Windies was Taylor with a poor shot. Going from memory here, but caught at backward point, just trying to play it all with his wrist and no footwork. Paid the price. The countdown begins. Let's play ball, as they say in the good old US of A. It's going to be Topley. He's going to start the bowling for England. Power play in effect for the first 6 overs. He runs in. Taylor's on strike. This one, thick outside edge there for the first ball. Runs down to Archer at fine leg. Not convincing by Taylor again. Little footwork and just swung at it. Got a little bit more luck than he had the other night. So that'll be him onto 1. And the USA off the mark. Hopefully the scoreboard's going to update soon. Just left a 91st birthday party early to do this. Not mine, before you say. Topley into Ghost, pulls it onto the pads. He looks to clip it through the leg side, gets a big edge on that. It goes over the infield. It won't get to the boundary at deep extra cover, but they'll get a couple there. Ghost moves on to 2. USA on to 3. Yeah, he did look to play that over the leg side. Timed it well off the edge, actually, to get it over the infield. Copley runs in. Oh, bit of in swing there. No outside edge, misses the stumps through to Butler. Butler. And Topley appealed, but he didn't sound convincing. Butler didn't go up either. Normally a bad sign for the bowler when he's the only one who's appealing. Good delivery there, though, from Topley. Runs in for his 4th ball of the over. This one's down the leg side. Clipped. I was going to say clipped off his pads, but it would have been wide of his pads. But he's clubbed that. I think that went for 6. They're just going to have a check, but I'm pretty sure that landed on the boundary apparel. That's the word. We're just watching a replay of it now. Boundary check. Yeah, that for me is 6. Just landed on the cushions and pushed the rope back. That should be 9. Yep, they've been given as a 6. Nine, but no wicket. Topley runs in, Ghost on strike. Hits the pad outside the line of leg stump though. That'll be a dot ball as it's fielded by the man. Short 3rd man. Yeah, it did just make it over the line. But just is enough. Final ball of this first over coming up for the USA. Topley runs in. This one's clipped off his legs again. There's a fielder out at deep back square. He timed it well, but not well enough. And this time, Topley gets his man. 9 for 1. Who was it under the... Was it Salt? Yeah, Salt there in the deep. Yeah, the ball that went for 6 was almost identical to this one, only this time there was a fielder there. And it wasn't struck quite as sweetly. So Andrew's Ghost goes for 8 from 5 deliveries. Just that 1-6. And a couple of singles. So what looked like to be a good start for the USA. They've just been soured a little bit with that final delivery. Not sure who's going to come on for England to bowl the second over. We shall find out any second now. Hopefully Anthony B's finished celebrating South Africa's victory over England. Going to be Nitish to come in. It'll be Taylor on strike though, and it'll be Archer to bowl his first over, start of the second. Right-handed bowler, left-handed batsman. This one's pitched up, crashes into Taylor's pads, but he's outside leg stump there. Big appeal from Archer, more in hope than anticipation. That be a dot ball though. Archer has a smile on his face. No doubt he will enjoy bowling to Taylor and Nitish and not De Kock from South Africa. He got tucked to the woodshed the other day in his first over, did Archer. Taylor on strike. This one's a pitched up full toss, driven back to Archer. Gets a hand to it, and that'll be a dot ball. Almost dropped my phone there. Good catch by Salt. Three balls gone in this Archer over. 3 dot balls. Just a reminder, the power play is still in effect. England won the toss and elected to field. England have got a slip in as well. Backward point. They've took, oh dear. To backward point that went. Taylor started to run. Nittish sent him back, and he's a big unit to turn around, isn't he? There was a shy at the stumps there. And he was miles out of his crease. However, it wasn't a direct hit. Taylor lives to fight another day. This time he stands, he swings, he delivers, nothing. Misses the ball through to Butler. That's a 5 dot balls from 5 deliveries in this second over for Archer. Been some indifferent running in this competition. Good running last night from Afghanistan. They took the chances. You know, they were taking the fielders on with the arm when it was appropriate to do so, and the odds are in your favour. There, Taylor, the odds were never in his favour. This one's bowled straight. It's jabbed through the covers. It'll just be a couple to end the over. Johnny Burstow runs after it, looking a little bit pink, to be honest, is Johnny Burstow. As you would expect with that ginger locks. Loves the sunshine, do us gingers. 11 for 1, USA. Taylor's on 3 now from 7 deliveries. Nittish to get off the mark, but he's not faced the ball yet. That's going to change now because he's Topley going to bowl his second over. We'll find out any second now. Hopefully. Still don't know who's going to bowl it. It is Topley into Nittish. Just outside off stump, a little bit of width there. He pushes it through cover. Didn't time it perfectly well, but did they run 3 there? No, just the 2. USA 13 for 1. I get the feeling Taylor's not one who's going to be wanting to run a lot of 3s. I think 2's his maximum. Topley runs in. Nittish just pushes this to point. Well fielded. That'll be a dot ball. Yeah, he's a big old unit, is Taylor, isn't he? So he won't be wanting to run too many 3s. 4, 6, or might run for 2. Topley into Nittish. This one's just pushed into cover. Another dot ball finds a fielder. England are going with a deep square leg and a deep third man for a Topley to Nittish currently. Rest of the fielders are inside that 30-metre boundary, as per power play instructions. Topley into Nittish. This one's driven. Good fielding. I think it was Harry Brook. This one was driven to mid-off. Brook with a diving stop. Keeps it down to a single when if it had gone past him, that's going for 4. So kudos to Harry Brook there. Some athletic fielding and a good throw to boot. USA 14 for 1. With Taylor on strike. He's probably got his breath back now. Doesn't use a lot of footwork, does Taylor? Nearly all in the shoulders and the wrist. Topley, bit of width outside the off stump. Crashes that to Archer at mid-off, however it goes a foot over Archer. Races away to the boundary. Playing with fire there though was Taylor. Just over Archer. A couple of bounces. There again, very little footwork. All wrist. 18 for 1 the USA. Final ball of this third over. Currently, Topley's gone for 7, so he'll take that, especially with the power play being into effect. Runs into the left-handed Taylor. He pulls this off his hip. Short fine leg though. Rashid will keep that to a dot ball. End of the third over, 18 for 1 USA. Taylor on 7 from 9. Nittish on 3 from 4. USA will be hoping to put a reasonable score on the board. Give the bowlers something to defend against England. Real party atmosphere again in the crowd. Old and young. Male and female alike. Archer's going to come on to bowl his second over. His first one went for 2 runs, no wickets. We'll see what he can do to Nittish. Right-handed bowler, right-handed batsman. Bowls onto the pads, that's pushed through mid-wicket. Be a couple there. The USA will move on to 20 for 1. Any second now. As soon as the scoreboard updates. Beautiful backdrop to the cricket there. It is 20 for 1, trust me. And there has been one ball bowled of this fourth over. Finally, we get an update. Bravo, Mr. Scoreboard. Nittish on strike. Archer runs in, moves to the leg side, pushes it to mid-off. Got ball. Went straight to the fielder. Quite an exuberant movement to the leg side as well from Nittish, but could do nothing more than push it to the fielder. Couldn't find the gap. Nittish cuts that to short third man. Smartly around, keeps it to a dot ball. England need a victory here, that's for sure. The USA have nothing to play for now, they're out. But England definitely need a good result here. They're behind the West Indies on the run rate. This one's pitched up. mistimed, but he'll find Jordan at mid-on, dot ball. Yeah, if you look at the group, England definitely need a convincing win here today, because otherwise they're going to be relying on South Africa doing them a solid against the West Indies. Archer into Nitish. Bounces this, goes to pull it over deep backward square leg. However, gets nothing more than a big top edge, but it flies over the boundary. 26 for 1 now, the USA. One ball left of this fourth over for Archer. 63 metres that flew. Big top edge just almost straight over the wicket keeper by some distance. A little bit unlucky there, Archer. But you know, in the T20 game, you swing your bat, you take your chance. And the luck was on the side of the batsman there. Archer in for his last ball of the over. Big movement by Nitish again to leg side. Tries to crash it through the covers, but gets no bat on it. Through to Butler, and luckily missed the stumps for the American batsman. Poor shot, really. He gets away with it. That's the end of the fourth over. Still 26 for 1. Yeah, it'd be good if England could get an emphatic victory. Not if you're a USA fan, obviously, but if you're an England fan. An emphatic victory to take the run rate above that of the West Indies. Otherwise, we're depending on South Africa. Hopley comes in to tailor, balls on to the middle stump. Deep mid-wicket. We'll send that back into Butler. Just a single there. 27 for 1. Does seem funny now, not giving a shout out to a stream sponsor, because at the minute we can't have one. Does seem funny not being able to look at the chat, see the live chat, see who's commenting, and hopefully we'll get back there though. But for now, we've got an as live watch along. Wait, into Nitish again, second ball of the over. This one's clipped off his pads onto the leg side. No one at deep mid wicket. That'll rush to the boundary for 4. USA move on to 27 for 1. A little bit high on the bat. Not quite timed, but gets over Archer at mid-on. And once it goes past him, it's plain sailing all the way to the boundary. Five from the over so far, only 2 balls gone. Topley runs in for his third delivery of the over. Nitish on strike. He's currently on 15 from 11, going along nicely. This time another exuberant step to the leg side. And he's clubbed Topley over kind of between deep mid-wicket and long on. Caught that one beautifully though. No chance of that being caught. 81 metres that went for the boundary. Well taken by that man in the crowd with the USA top on. Thought he would have dropped that deliberately. What a great take. Like he did it one-handed as well. 37 for 1. This one's bowled onto the pads of Nitish. Just pushed into cover. Dot ball. No need to panic from this over now, is there? There's 11 from it already. turns, runs in as Nitish waits. Comes bowled onto the pads again. That's just flipped onto the leg side. We'll take the arm on. Good throw in, but good running there by Nitish. That'll be 2 added to the score. Forward square leg came steaming in, but couldn't stop the second run there. That'll be 39 for 1. Going along nicely here, the USA. That's why the gentleman caught it with one hand. He had his phone in the other. End of the 5th over, 39 for 1. Copley looked to have a little bit of a shy at the stumps there as Nitish played the final ball back to him. But in the end, he didn't release it. Just had one of those menacing, threatening throws at a shy down. A little bit fed up that he took some hammering that over. 13 runs from it. Either way, Nitish won't mind. He's moved on to 23 from 15 deliveries. Taylor's going to be on strike at the start of the 6th. This will be the final over of the power play. He's currently on 8 from 10 deliveries. Curran's going to come into the attack. So we'll have the joy of bowling the final over with the power play being in effect. It looks like he's got a bit of a mullet going on there as Curran. Run rate at the minute is 7.8 and over. Don't forget to leave us a comment. Obviously we can't do it in live chat, but leave us a comment if you're watching the as live watch along in the comment section. We will read them all and reply. Wide outside the off stump there for his first delivery. Taylor pushes it through the offside. Fielded at cover though, that'll be a dot ball. Probably feels like he missed out a little bit there, the batsman. Curran runs in. Left-handed bowler, left-handed batsman, bowls outside the off stump. Taylor slashes at it wide, gets an edge, and that will go between kind of short, fine leg and the keeper. Goes to the boundary for 4. He flashed at that and he flashed hard. Third man. Keeper. The gap that was in between. Taylor found it. 43 for 1. The USA move on to. Curran in again. This one's cut by Taylor. Almost the identical shot he got out to the other night. No footwork, just leaned back. All wrist. Tried to cut it. Finds the fielder. That's definitely a weakness in Taylor's batting. That's twice now in 2 games. That one came out of the back of the hand as well from Curran. Very little footwork though. And Moeen Ali, a couple of yards and a dive to his left. Classes hands on that white ball. Taylor goes 12 from 13. 2 fours, 8 dot balls. Needs to work on his cutting, does Taylor, it looks like. And Jones is the batsman who's come in. He's just taking his guard. Got a best of, I think it was 96 in the tournament so far. So we'll see what he can do today. USA 43 for 2. 3 balls left of this 6th over. Curran runs in. Jones just pushes that to mid-off. That'll be a dot ball. He's a right-handed batsman. Curran's a left-handed bowler, so he's going around the wicket. Curran. Goes wide outside the off stump there. Jones goes after it, trying to push it through the covers, gets a thick outside edge. But there's no one down at third man, and that runs away for 4. You'll be happy with that. 47 for 2 for USA. Run rate's up at 8.06. I tell a lie, that wasn't coming off the edge. At the last minute, he just opened his bat there and placed that beautifully. I take that back, it wasn't an edge. It was a good shot. Well done, Aaron Jones. Not the quarterback, the cricketer. Or is he a running back? I forget. This time there's a... Curran comes in. That gets pushed to mid-on. Jones takes the quick single. The shy at the stumps is a direct hit, but I'm pretty sure he was in. That's the power play over, by the way. USA 48 for 2. Run rate 8 and over. Jones is on 5 from 3 now. Nitish on 23 from 15, so going along nicely. Still got that decision pending for the run out, but pretty sure the batsman was in. Yeah, he was in easily. He was almost past the stumps, let alone the crease line. 9 runs off that last over. It's going to be Rashid coming into the attack now. It's going to be Jones on strike. USA just 2 short of the 50. Plenty of Indian fans in the crowd. Rashid's best is 4 for 11 in the tournament so far. What's he going to come with today? We'll find out. Almost a full toss there. That's just pushed through to the covers. Johnny Burstow, that'll be a dot ball. Good start for Rashid. Run rate drops below 8 to 7.78. Rashid in again. Plenty of air this time. Push to long on. That'll just be a single. 49 for 2. Trying to tempt Jones there. Just played a nice shot. Let's see what Nitish does here. Same again. Given plenty of air. Keeps the batsman pinned on his crease, but he pushes that too long off. Leisurely single. And that's a 50 up for the US of A. Jones on 6, Nitish on 24. It'll be Jones on strike. Rashid in. Gives himself some space there, does Jones, trying to cut that one. No contact though. And that'll be a dot ball. Butler couldn't take it cleanly, so no chance of a stumping, but he was well in his crease there anyway. Rashid in again. This one doesn't turn and hits Jones on the pad, but it's going down leg side. Just be a dot ball. Final ball of the 7th over. Rashid to Nitish. This one's cut to backward point. Topley, dot ball. Good over there. Good over there from Rashid. 7.14 the run rate now. Going to be Livingston coming into the attack. And it'll be Nitish who faces the first ball from him. That's a change in bowling. He'll be coming in from the Malcolm Marshall end. Nitish on strike. Cuts this one to backward point, fielded by Archer. Well run by the USA there. Just took the quick single. We'll move on to 50. 51 for 2. Run rate's dropped a little, 7.12. what does Jones make of him? With outside the off stump there, a little bit of turn as well. Jones just lets that one go through to Butler. Dot ball. This time Livingston beats Jones outside the off stump. Just had a little push forward at it. Beat the outside edge. Taken by Butler. Dot ball again. This time he gets another edge, but it goes past Butler. Past short third man. That'll race all the way to the boundary. That'll move the USA onto 55 for 2. Getting some turn off the pitch is Liam Livingston, so causing the batsman some problem, but still 5 off the over, 2 balls left. This time, Jones, big step to leg side, tries to crash it through the covers, but no outside edge, and it goes into Butler. Butler whips the bails off. Jones is in his crease though, and he'll take strike on the last ball of this 8th over. 5 from it so far. Livingston in. A little bit of turn on the final ball there. Beats the outside edge into Butler's gloves. 5 from the over. Good bowling there from Liam Livingston, that's for sure. USA move on to 55 for 2. 8 overs completed. The run rate is 6.88 currently. Nitish on 25 from 17. Good effort. Jones is on 10. And he's faced 13 deliveries. It'll be Rashid to bowl his second over. First over went for 2 runs, no wickets. It's Nitish on strike. This one's bowled on the pads. He just pushes this through. Deep mid-wicket. That'll be a leisurely single. USA move on to 56 for 2, and it'll be Jones. Jones on 2 on strike. I'd better fill my drink up with lemonade. Reverse sweep here from Jones. Finds the fielder Topley at backward point. However, it drops just before him. That'll be a dot ball. A lot of risk in that shot there for no reward whatsoever. But yes, that's usually what happens with the reverse sweep. This one's wider outside the off stump. Jones leaves it alone. Looks towards the umpire as though to ask him, will you be signalling wide? And the umpire keeps his arms by his side. This one is floated up by Rashid. Jones tries to crash it over the mid-wicket. Makes no contact with the ball. But the ball makes contact with his wickets. And the bails come off. Oh, shot there really. Just trying to slog it over the leg side. And as soon as you miss it when you're going wicket to wicket, as Rashid did there, you're in trouble. Jones gone for 10 from 16 deliveries. 56 for 3 now, the USA. Goes without saying, England will be looking to make the USA total as small as possible, so they can hopefully chase it down as quickly as possible and try and get their run rate up. Because otherwise, like I've said, they are relying on South Africa doing them a solid against the West Indies. Because pretty much if the West Indies beat South Africa, England are going home. South Africa, the West Indies have got a better run rate than England. It's Anderson who's coming to bat. 2 balls of this over left for Rashid. Balls outside of the off stump. Sweeps this down the leg side though, does Anderson. He'll get a couple to his name. He's off the mark. Gets it between short fine leg and the keeper. USA, they move on. 58 for 3. Rashid into Anderson. He'll clip this just to backward square leg. And short fine leg will run up to keep that down to a single. That's the end of the over. 9 overs gone. The USA almost at 60, just 1 away. Pretty sure England will be looking to bowl the USA out for under 100 if they can. It's going to take some doing, but once you sort of get to Harmeet and Van Shoutwick, you're in with a chance. Netravalka, not a batsman, let's be honest, hell of a bowler, but not much caught with the bat. Anderson on strike. Livingston goes to bowl it, keeps the ball in his hand though as the action completes, and doesn't release the ball for some reason. So that'll be a dead ball. We'll start again. This time he pitches it up outside off. Anderson doesn't time it, but it goes all the way to long off for a single. You're seeing Clive Lloyd on the TV when putting a trophy on the plinth. Still looks good, does Clive Lloyd. Told the story before about when he presented me with a trophy when I was playing kids cricket. Ginormous guy. This one's an inside out edge for Nitish. It goes over cover, but he'll live to fight another day. Just a single off that. 61 for 3, the USA move on to. Livingston bowling, and it'll be Anderson on strike. Couple of strides down the wicket, but hits it all along the ground to long off. That'll just be a single. USA move on to 62 for 3. Nitish on strike. Flips this one through mid-wicket. Goes all the way out to deep mid-wicket. And it'll just be a single. .52 the run rate. Anderson on strike. Sweeps this. They're taking on the fielder. They'll get a single there. Short fine leg. Shied at the stumps. But a miss. And the USA move on to 64 for 3. 1 ball left of this 10th over. Livingston to Nitish. Slug sweep to the leg side. He'll just get a single there. That's the end of the 10th over. 65 for 3, the USA. And the good thing about doing these as a recording and an as live watch along is we can pause the recording through any ad breaks, which we'll do now. Back, it's going to be Rashid Ball to Nitish. Just pushes that for a single. 66 for 3, the USA move on to. 6.49 the run rate. Nitish on 30 from 22 deliveries. Still a good effort. Anderson's on 6 and he's on strike. England have got a slip in as well here. Rashid pitches this up on the pads of Anderson, and that's just pushed through to deep mid wicket for a single. Nitish on strike. Hits him on the pads there, but doing too much, that going down the leg side. Stifled appeal, USA 67 for 3. Nitish on strike. Goes to flub this one over deep mid wicket. Gets no bat on it though, and with the googly bold, the wickets have been demolished. Yeah, at the back of the hand there, the googly just played for the spin that wasn't there. No bat on ball. The only wood that touched that ball had 2 bails on the top. Nitish goes for 30 from 24. Good effort there. 2 sixes, 1 4. Bowled by Rashid. But it's going to be Milind to come in. Anderson's still there on 7 from 6 deliveries. USA now 67 for 4. Young lady in the crowd there with a sign saying believe. Obviously a USA supporter with the Statue of Liberty crown on her head. It was there the other night as well when the West Indies played that lady, if I remember rightly. So they're getting some good support, the Americans, as you would expect. That lady's certainly a patriot. 2 balls left of this 11th over. 2 for 8 so far from Rashid. Milind on strike, faces his first delivery. Forward defensive, pushes that to point. They'll take the fielder on. That was close, but I'm pretty sure they might review it, but the batsman's in there. We'll give him that. 68 for 4. 1 ball left of the over. Just a little push to backward point, and yeah, it wasn't a direct hit either. Into Butler's hands. Took the bails off. Either way, batsman would have been in. And a ball of the 11th over. Rashid. Ball to the new man. Sorry to Anderson. He just pushes that through the point for a single. End of the 11th over. Milind's on 1 from 1. Anderson's on 8 from 7. And Anderson will retain strike for the start of his 12th over. With Livingston to bowl this 12th over. His first 2 overs have gone for 11. Anderson on strike. Just rocks back in his crease there, but can only push that to the covers. That'll be a dot ball. $69 for 4. That run rate's dropped to 6.18. Band is playing. Livingston ran in again, and once again he doesn't release the ball. Anderson just pushes that ball back to the bowler. Another dot ball. Good start to the over for Livingston. This time he goes to, looks like he shapes to cut it, but then he pulls it to long on. That'll just be a nice, easy single. USA move on to 70, 4 wickets down. Run rate's at 6.09. Just 1 run so far from this Livingston over, the 12th. Going to be Milind on strike. Tries to give himself room there, but then with the spin tries to cut it. In the end, he does well to keep it out. And at Gully keeps that to a dot ball as Livingston comes in again. This time he pushes it back past Livingston to long off, and that'll be a leisurely single again. Excuse me. The USA move on to 71 for 4. Anderson waits, final ball of the over. Tries to give himself some room and rush the bowler. Livingston saw him coming though, but that'll still be a couple. Just kept from the boundary as long on came steaming round. I think that was it Curran? Yeah, good fielding by Curran. That's the end of the over. 12 overs gone. USA 73 for 4. Run rate 6.08. Anderson's on 11 from 11 and Milind's on 2 from 3. Last over went for 4. Which at this stage of the innings, that's a good effort there from Livingston. Freddie Flintoff's on the bench there with the England team. Bet he wishes he was out there playing. I bet England wish he was out there playing. Jordan comes in for his first over. Milind on strike. Cuts that down to third man. That'll just be a single. $74 for 4 the USA move on to. Best of the England bowlers so far looks to be Rashid. 3 overs, 10 runs, 2 wickets. Jordan, he'll be running in. Thick gold chain around his neck. It'll be Anderson on strike. Left-handed batter, right-handed bowler. Slower delivery there. Pitched up. Just pushed through to point. They'll take on the fielder. No overthrows there. And the batsman was in comfortably. And they will get the extra run for the overthrows there. Didn't need to really throw that Curran, but there you go. 76 for 4. Be Anderson on strike. Jordan runs in. Anderson's walking down the wicket as the bowler's ready to release. All he can do is push that back to Jordan for a dot ball. Plenty of umbrellas up in the crowd, but that's to keep the sun out, not because of inclement weather. Hopefully there's no rain around today. Jordan turns, starts his run up. Anderson on strike. He waits, clubs that back past mid-on where there is no fielder. However, long on will stop that from going to the boundary and it'll just be a single. I said it before, it does feel odd having no live chat up. No banter, no one to chat to. And Melinda on strike, just surveying the field as England could make a couple of changes. 2 balls left in the over, Jordan runs in. Picture this one a little bit shorter. Millen spins, pulls it to deep square leg. That'll just be a single though. Finds the fielder. 78 for 4, the USA. Run rate 6.08. Final ball of the 13th over. Anderson on strike. Jordan runs in. Full toss. Misses out really. Just pushes that to mid-off. Where long off will field. Because there's no fielder at mid-off. Still be a single though. Six runs from the over. 13 overs completed. 79 for 4. Elvis is in the house there. Drinking a lemonade. Plenty of heat haze around it. Looks lovely and warm. As you would expect. It's going to be Livingston to bowl his final over. His previous 3 have gone for just 15 runs, not taking any wickets, but that economy rate, pretty good. It's going to be Anderson on strike. He's scored 15 from 15 deliveries, so going along nicely. Bowls wide outside the off stump. Close to being a wide, that surely. Umpire keeps his arm by the side. That'll be a dot ball. Anderson waits again, reverse sweep this time, gets a big top edge. Goes down to third man where there's no fielder at all. And that big top edge clears the boundary. That'll be 6 added to the total. So that'll take the pressure off a little bit there for the USA. 64 metres to the boundary. Caught it off the bottom of the bat actually. 85 for 4. This time he chips it. The deep cover. That'll be a couple of runs there. USA move on to 87 for 4. Run rate's just creeping back up again now, 6.44. Anderson on 23 from 18. Going along nicely in this over. Reverse sweep again there. Bit high on the backbone and tucked him up a little bit. Actually, it turned out to be a dot ball. So a wrong shot for that delivery, but lives to face the next delivery from Livingston. 2 balls left in the over. Anderson on 23 from 19 deliveries. USA 87 for 4. Livingston into Anderson. Flat bats it right back past the bowler to long off. Well fielded by Jordan though. Keeps it down to a single and a good throw into the keeper's end. 88 for 4. 1 ball left of the 14th over. Now it'll be Melinda on strike. Good innings this from Anderson. Melin to face the last ball. Big step to leg side. He gets a big top edge. Just goes up in the air. Easy catch there for Butler. Melin goes for 4 from 6 deliveries. That's the end of the 14th over. USA 88 for 5. Had a real swipe at that, but caught it off the bottom of the bat. He was trying to hit it over deep mid-wicket, it looked like, but it just went straight up in the air. Butler waited. Simple catch. Melin's got to go 4 from 6. Caught Butler, bowled Livingston. Going to be Harmeet Singh into bat at number 7. Be Rashid to bowl his last over. From his previous 3, he's got 2 for 10. That goes down the leg side. That'll be 1 added to the USA total. They'll move on to 89 for 5. Rashid in again. Bowls onto the pads of Anderson. That's just pushed through deep mid-wicket. That'll be a single added to the total. And once the scoreboard updates, the USA will be, I promise you, 90 for 5. Run rate 6.35 and over. Rashid into Harmeet. It's the pad. Just drops in front of him, fielded by Butler. That's a dot ball. This one squares Harmeet up. Gets a bit of an outside edge to dot third man. That'll be a dot ball again. Scoreboard's still not updated. I can assure you the 90 for 5, the USA. 3 balls left of this Rashid over. Harmeet Singh on strike. Flips this off his pads. They don't take the fielder on there. That'll be a single. 91 for 5 now. Just as the scoreboard updates to 90 for 5. Get with the programme. Anderson on strike. 2 balls left in the over from Rashid. Tries to slog sweep this over the leg side. Misses it completely into Butler's gloves. Dot ball. Final ball of the 15th over. 91 for 5 the USA. Rashid into Anderson. Bowls this one outside of leg stump. It hits. Not sure why that wasn't given a wide actually. Maybe there was a little bit of bat involved. It hit Butler in the helmet. That's on his head. That's the end of the over. Dot ball. USA 91. It came straight off the front of Butler's helmet there. And his gloves nowhere near it. You heard the... just like it had come off the middle of the bat. As it was the middle of Butler's head. So 5 overs left. 5 wickets down is the issue for the USA. Just when you want to start accelerating into the end of the innings, You're going to have to be a little bit careful because there's not a great deal of batting to come after Harmeet Singh, is there? We'll see what Anderson can do. He's currently 25 off 23 deliveries, so gone along nicely enough, but he'll want to increase that run rate now. Just waiting to see who's going to come into the attack. Going to be Archer. He's only bowled 2 overs so far. No wickets, but economy rate of 5, so 10 in total from his 2 overs. Going to be Harmeet Singh on 1 from 3 deliveries. That run rate's getting perilously close to dropping below 6 now. It's just 6.07. Supposed to have 60 seconds between overs. Definitely longer than that here for England. So the left-handed batsman going to face the right-handed bowler who's going over the wicket, around the wicket, sorry, to Harmeet Singh, and he can just push that back to Archer. That'll be a dot ball. Harmeet's on 1 from 4 deliveries. He's going to have to up that run rate. Exactly 6 and over now. In danger of dropping below. Archer. That's going to help. Just rocked back in his crease there and crashed that through covers, did Harmeet. Races away to the boundary for 4. Just what the doctor ordered. 95 for 5, the USA. Just to the right of man at cover. I think it was Moeen Ali. Archer runs in, this time almost York's Harmeet, chops his bat down. Squirts to mid-on. That'll be a dot ball. No run available there. 95 for 5. Harmeet on 5 from 6 deliveries. Anderson's at the non-strikers end still. He's on 25 from 23 deliveries. Run rate 6.13. 3 balls left in this Archer over. Pitches that one a little bit shorter. Harmeet spins trying to pull it through the leg side, but it hits his body. Short third man will field that for a dot ball. Archer into Harmeet, bowls it onto his pads, pushes it through to long on. Leisurely single there, 96 for 5, the USA. 1 ball left in this 16th over. Bit of a novelty commentating on a T20 cricket match with it being daylight in the UK and my eyes not trying to fall out of my head because I need sleep. Don't forget to leave us a comment. Obviously we can't use live chat because we're not live at the minute. Not our choice, down to YouTube. Hopefully we'll get that sorted ASAP. Archer runs into Anderson. Final ball of his over. Pitched up, Yorker delivery. Anderson digs that one out. backward point to Burstow. That'll be a single. End of the 16th over. Going to be Jordan to come on to bowl the 17th over. His first over went for 6, so decent enough economy rate there. It'll be Anderson on strike. He's currently on 26 from 24 deliveries. That run rate's still hovering just above 6 at 6.06. Jordan runs in. Left-handed Anderson waits. He pulls this one. Doesn't time it though. And just short of the man at deep square, which is Burstow, one bounce into his hands and just be a single. 98 for 5 the USA move on to. Jordan was just getting excited then, but it wasn't timed well enough to reach the fielder. Just a one bounce and into his hands. Try again. Jordan runs into Harmeet. This time goes to the leg side, deep square to Burstow, but this one's timed even worse than the previous one. So that'll just be another single. USA just one shy of the century now on 99 for 5. Four predictors got the USA at 130. We shall see how accurate that is. Jordan runs in. Anderson waits. Clubs this to long off. That'll be a single. 100 up for the USA. Harmeet will be on strike for the fourth ball of this Jordan over. He's on 7. He's faced 9 deliveries. So at some point, pretty soon, the batsmen are going to have to try and increase the scoring rate here. But that's easier said than done, obviously. Jordan runs in. Harmeet waits. Charges down the wicket. Pitched up by Jordan, straight through to Butler. That's a dot ball. Kind of telegraphed what he was doing there a little bit early, did the batsman. And Jordan responded appropriately. Massive gain coming up. Massive gain. South Africa, the West Indies. Jordan into Harmeet. Turns him around, beats him all ends up. No bat involved, straight through to Butler. Great ball from Jordan. We will have that game coming up. Probably not live, but as live. South Africa taking on the West Indies. That will decide England's fate. Harmeet charges down the wicket. Just gets a bottom edge. That'll be a single. 101 for 5, the USA from 17 overs. England really need to up the run rate. It's behind the West Indies. If they can get the run rate up here, they would need to overtake the West Indies if they do beat South Africa, and that's going to be not easy to do. So important, first of all, win the match. That's all England can try and do. And then obviously, depending on where they are in trying to get that victory, hopefully try and close it out as quickly as possible. because if the West Indies do beat South Africa, that means England have they're going to be relying on run rate, and it's not looking too good at the minute. Obviously, a few permutations, but if England win here and South Africa win tonight, that should be England going through to the semi-finals. It's never that simple, is it? Especially when England are involved. Just one from that opening delivery from Curran, slower ball. Harmeet moves on to 9. USA move on to 102 for 5. That run rate has dropped below 6 now. It's 5.94. Curran into Anderson. Clubs this back past the bowler to long off. That'll be a single. 103 for 5. Out the back of the hand there from Curran. .94. Curran into Harmeet. Oh my word. Pushed through mid-wicket. Went through the hands of Moeen Ali. That'll be a couple of runs instead of a lost wicket. Run rate dead on 6. 105 for 5. Picked the fielder out lovely. Just went through Moeen Ali's hands. He got a hand on it, which slowed the ball down. But they will claim a couple there, the USA. Harmeet moves on to 11. Run rate is back on 6 dead. 6.00. Curran runs in. Harmeet waits. Clubs this one. Same shot again. This time comfortably over Moeen Ali. That one's to the boundary for 4. No one over at deep extra cover. This one was a leg break, it looked like. Eight so far from the over. 2 balls left. It's going to be Harmeet on strike. Curran runs in. This one's clubbed over deep mid-wicket. There's a fielder there. Can't get his hands to it. Right on the boundary. And it was one of those either caught out or 6. It was the latter. Put the fielder on there. Diving stop just went through Livingston's fingers. 14 from the over. 1 ball left. The USA move on to 115 for 5. Harmeet's moved on to 21 from 16 deliveries. Good effort here from Harmeet Singh. This is just what the USA needed. It's come at the right time. Would have been a fantastic catch if Livingston could take that. Kind of went through his finger and over the boundary for 6. Curran with a full toss. This is crashed over long off. However, Jordan's there. Takes a good catch. Caught that a little bit high up on the bat there, did Harmeet. Didn't time it. And Jordan was underneath that to take a good catch. Came off the bottom of the bat there. Jordan kept his eyes on it well. Ran in, then adjusted his position, took a good catch. Good effort though from Harmeet there. Gone for 21 from 17 deliveries, 2 fours, 1 6, 8 dot balls. 115 for 6 after 18 overs, the USA. Incoming batsman is going to be Van Sheltwick. 2 overs left in the innings. And the USA get up to sort of the 135 mark. They'll certainly be hoping so. They'll be hoping for better, actually, but from what I've seen off Van Sheltwick, he's not really a batter. Maybe push it round for an odd single, maybe a few edges and that, but I get the feeling he's not a batter who's going to be clubbing you over the boundary for 6. Best of 18 so far. But he might prove us wrong. The USA will hopefully be expecting him to put some boundary shots in. But I just get the feeling it's a little bit beyond his capability. But as we know, T20 cricket, top edge can fly for 6 just the same as a well struck pull shot, so we'll see. Jordan into the attack. Bowls a full toss to Anderson. There's a fielder out there at long on. Harry Brook. Straight to him. Simple catch. 115 for 7. The USA move on to. Didn't time it. He just found the fielder. Didn't have to move. Just planted his feet. Waited for the ball to come to him. It went quite flat as well, so there was no real height involved. Decent enough effort though from Corey Anderson. He's gone for 29 from 28 deliveries. Caught Brook, bowled Jordan. No fours, but he did get 1 6. So now we've got 2 brand new batsmen at the crease. Neither of them has faced a delivery. And it's going to be Ali Khan on strike. Good effort this from Jordan. Best of 14 not out. I actually think Ali Khan's a better batter for getting boundaries late on than Van Sheltwick, but that's me just going from memory, which as you get older, not the best. Especially trying to remember names or numbers or why you walked into a room. I only remember just as I've turned round and walked out. All good though. Going to be Ali Khan on strike. Jordan runs in. Swing and a miss. Just misses off stump through to Butler. Jordan curses his luck. How close was this to the off stump? Oh my word, that was close. However, close but no cigar. Jordan runs in again. Ali Khan waits. This one's gone right through the batsman there. I'm not sure if he got an inside edge or not, but the wickets have literally come out of the ground. He may well have played on there, but Ali Khan, you know what's coming your way, my friend. Knock the off stump clean out, and Ali Khan's on his way back to the sheds with a naught against his name, that dreaded donut. There's 2 deliveries. Didn't add to the total though. Look of disappointment on his face. to have that. You've got to have that duck all the way off. It's just hovering over every batsman's head. Nobody wants the duck, do they? Quack, quack. 115 for 8, the USA. Still 3 balls left in this Jordan over. It's Ken Jig who's come in to bat. And realistically, from what I've seen, this pair are the best hope the USA have got to get in around 125. Well, that's first ball for Ken Jig. Hit the pad right in front. Right in front, that's plumb. They're going to review it, but that's just because they may as well, because as soon as Netravalka comes in, he's definitely not a batsman, like I've said. So 3 wickets from 4 deliveries in this over for Jordan so far. I'm hovering with my finger over the out screen. This was as plumb as a plum thing. No bat involved. No bat involved there. Absolutely plumb duff. It's not. They've not given it out yet, but I'm so confident I'm giving him out. And I'm also hovering over the you-know-what button. Hold tracker, please. A virtual stump. That's absolutely hit middle, 2/3 of the way up. Off you go, Ken Jig. You get the dreaded duck also, the donut against the side of your name, LBW Jordan. First ball, LBW. Fantastic over this for Jordan. Just what England needed, not what the USA needed. Netravalka walks in. Neither he or Van Schalkwyk, who are in the middle, have faced a delivery yet. 2 balls left in this 19th over. Jordan on a hat-trick. 115 for 9, the USA total. Come on, Jordan. Get that hat-trick. Absolutely demolish the stumps. Absolutely demolish the stumps. Now, as long as this doesn't come back as a no ball, that's the end of the USA innings for 115. Jordan has took 4 wickets from 5 deliveries in this over. Fantastic. There's also another duck coming. Pitched it up there, lovely. Batsman played outside of it and the stumps just got demolished. That's the end of the innings. England set a target of 116 for victory. And now, because we aren't streaming live, we're doing it as live, the watch along. I'll pause the recording. I'll nip for a little comfort break myself, and we'll be back at the start of the England innings. See you shortly. Don't go anywhere, please, apart from give us a share, give us a like. Please, I need more likes as well. That's going to show YouTube that the content that we're putting out there is of a good enough quality. So fingers crossed we can get plenty of likes. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Stick with us. We're hoping to get our live streaming back up and running soon. I'll nip for a comfort break. I'll be back in a minute. Right, we're getting ready for the start of the England innings now. So I've just been hearing if England can get this total in 18.4 overs. They're through to the semi-finals. That's because the run rate will go above the West Indies. And then regardless of what would happen in the West Indies South Africa game, that would be one of those teams would drop out of the Super 8s. So 18.4 overs is what England need to finish this match in to guarantee their place in the semi-finals. So remember that, 18.4 overs. Going to be Salt on strike, and it's going to be Netravalka to bowl the first over. So let's play ball. Salt waits. Netravalka has a little wry smile on his face. Left-handed bowler runs in, bowls this onto Salt's pads, just pushes that through the mid-wicket. Misfield by, I think that was Harmeet Singh. It'll be a single for Salt. England 1 for none. Not a good omen for the USA, that. Netravalka won't be happy. Let's hope the scoreboard update's pretty smartish. Here we go. Scoreboard's in the process of updating. Netravalka into the right-handed bowler. Just push back to the bowler. Dot ball. With a target of 116 for victory. That's just going to be under 6 and over, isn't it? But really, it's 18.4. That's the cut-off that England do not want to go beyond. Otherwise, they're sweating then on the match tonight, whereas if they can finish this game before that, they can watch and relax and let the South Africans and the West Indies sweat it out as they start 1:30 GMT. We'll be covering it, not live, I don't think yet, as live though, so please join us on the... Oh my word, Netravalka beats Butler on the outside. He has a little bit of a waft at it. Beats the outside edge, dot ball. Yeah, if you bear with us, we'll be watching it as live. So as soon as the game ends, we'll stop the recording and upload it to YouTube. And I understand if you need to watch it somewhere else, but if you can watch for the upload coming up, if you can just give it a like, that'd be absolutely amazing. I thank you in advance if you do that. Thank you. Netravalka runs in for the 4th ball of his first over. Butler on strike, walks down the wicket, pushes it through the covers, finds the fielder Anderson. That will be another dot ball. Butler still to get off strike. Butler still to get off the mark. This one just flicks off his pad as he walks down the wicket. Stifled appeal for LBW. That'll be a leg by though. England will move on to 2 for none. No chance for LBW because it pitched outside leg stump. But Butler nowhere near to getting the bat on it. He won't mind. Salt on strike. Final ball of Netravalka's over. Ignore the scoreboard. England are on 2-0. Salt on strike. Thick edge there through to cover. Got ball. 1 over gone. England 2-0. Butler on 1. Salt on 1. Good over from Netravalka. So really, I was going to say the USA need more of those overs. However, it doesn't really matter to the USA now. It does matter to the West Indies and South Africa. That's going to be a hell of a game tonight. If England complete this in 18.4 overs, they'll be guaranteed to go through to the semi-finals. If they don't do that, then it would be England waiting on South Africa doing them a favour against the West Indies tonight. But let's not think like that if you're an England fan. Let's hope we can get this done in plenty of time. It's going to be Harmeet Singh to come on to bowl the second over, his first of the innings. It's going to be Butler on strike. Little adjustment there. Had a nibble on my nuts at half time. Roll up. I'd have to be a contortionist. First ball goes down the leg side. That'll be 1 added to England's total. Not how Harmeet Singh would want to open his first over. Butler on strike. This one's just pushed back to the bowler. Good ball there. No rush for England here at the minute. But they won't want it to get edgy. Butler cuts this one to point. That'll be another dot ball. Anderson's out there. Meat runs in. Flipped off his pads there. That'll be a single. Fielder at forward square leg just runs in leisurely. England move on to 4 for none. Power plays in effect, don't forget. England closed out the USA's innings really well. Jordan taking those 4 wickets and getting a hat-trick in his final over. Just what England needed there. Going to be Salt on strike. 3 balls left of Harmeet's over. Forward defensive. Pushes it back to the bowler. A little bit of turn there. Flatter this time, bit quicker. Push through to long off. That'll just be a single. England move on to 5 for none. 1 ball left of this second over. Only 2 players allowed outside that 30-metre mark. Why the power plays in effect. Harmeet to Butler. That's just pushed past mid-off. That'll be an easy single. England move on to 6 for none. 2 overs gone. Good over there from Harmeet. Just 2 runs from it. Pretty sure it's going to be Netravalka to come and bowl his second over. Some colourful bodies in the pool there that look like they've caught the sun. I hope there's plenty of after sun being sold. It is going to be Netravalka to bowl his second over. His first over went for 2 runs. First ball of this over is to Butler. Butler charges down the wicket. Won't quite go for 4 though, didn't time it well. Just be a couple. Managed to get it over mid-off's head. England move on to 8 for none. Didn't time that really well or get it off the middle, but just enough power on it to get it over the fielder's head. Bit of a risky shot. I think he saw Butler coming down the wicket, Netravalka, and just pulled it a little bit shorter than he was intending to. See who wins this battle. Netravalka runs in, Butler waits. Butler just pushes this to backward point. That'll be a dot ball. Lots of protection on the offside there for Netravalka to Butler. Mid-off, cover point, backward point, short third man. I think he'll be bowling much towards Butler's pads. Runs in, wide outside the off stump. This time though, Butler pushes that through the cordon. That'll run all the way to the boundary for 4. Timed that well, kept it all the way along the surface. No chance of a catch, just what Butler needed. Just before release, he took a stride down the wicket. Kept his head over that, pushed it through. Pushed it through the covers. Raced away to the boundary. Three balls left of this over. Butler waits. This time another walks down the wicket. He has crashed that. He's not only put it over the boundary, he's put it out of the stadium. That's a ginormous hit. New ball will be required. England move on to 18 for none. Hop, skip and a jump as Netravalka came in. 104 metres. Absolutely creamed that over the big stand at the back of the bowler. It's disappeared. I think you're going to need a new ball. He's demolished one of the... and again, he's demolished one of the solar panels on the roof. There's got a big ball mark in it. That was ginormous. And the drone footage has just shown where it went back over the bowler, over where long gone would have been. 18 for none, Butler's 15 from 12. Netravalka runs in, 2 balls left in this over. Slower ball this time, bowled on the stumps. Got the same treatment. It's gone for 6. Butler's hand came off the bat as he finished the shot. Not quite as well timed as the previous one and didn't go quite as far. But it went well into the crowd. No chance for a fielder. 89 metres that one. England move on. Nobody could take the catch in the crowd. One hand on the bat, over long on. 21 of 13 deliveries now, Butler. England 24 for none. Chasing a target of 116. Final ball of this third over. What does Netravalka do here? Butler walks down the wicket just as the ball's being bowled. Pushes that through to point, and that'll be a single off the last ball. He'll retain strike. 25 for non-England. 3 overs gone. Not what Netravalka wanted there. Not what he would have expected either after his first over. Only went for 2. Butler certainly took the fight to him in that over and came out on top. 19 runs from the over. Who's going to bowl this 4th over for the USA? They won't be looking forward to it, I wouldn't have thought. Penjig's going to come into the attack. Little bit of spin here. See if he can get the breakthrough of this opening pair. Butler on strike. Flips that through. Flips that onto the leg side. That'll just be a single. Mid-wicket moves to his left and picks the ball up there. England move on to 26 for none. Bolt's on strike. Just pushes that to long off. Looked like he got a bit of a leading edge, but no chance of a catch, and that'll just be a single. 27 for none now. Power play still in effect as well for almost 3 overs. I'm sure England will make the most of it. Kenjig into Butler. Butler premeditated down the wicket over mid-on's head. Crashes that to the boundary. That'll be 4 added to the total. England move on to 31 for none. They're on strike. Short run up from Kenjig. Reverse sweep there from Butler down the leg side. Doesn't make contact though. Got to be a dot ball. Butler takes 2 strides to leg side there, pushes it through, beats 2 fielders and pushes it through eventually to mid-off. Long off, and he'll just amble through for a single. England move on to 32 for none. 1 ball left of the 4th over. Butler's asking for some liquid. Looks warm out there in the middle, that's for sure. Final ball of the over. Salt on strike. Just tries to pull that one off his pad. There's no bat on it. It just trickles about 5 yards away from him as Salt looks and smiles almost in disgust at himself that he didn't take advantage of that delivery. End of the 4th over though. Going along nicely this opening pair. 32 for none. What do the USA do now with Netravalka? Do they take him off? His last over went for 19. But then he is one of the better bowlers. Do they bring him back on now and try and take a wicket? Because as things stand, the only way the USA win this is if they take wickets. Antigua and Barbuda tonight. The West Indies playing South Africa. Looks like the winner of that goes through to the semi-finals with England. Not counting my chickens before they've hatched, but pretty sure that England get these 116 needed. Hopefully in 18.4 overs. It's going to be Ali Khan into the bowling. Butler on strike. That's a wide. Well, awful delivery. That's 4 byes. And a wide. Almost went to deep backward square leg. It didn't. That's an exaggeration, but There's wides and there's wides. That was a wide. So he'll start again. Butler on strike. Ali Khan runs in. Better ball this time. Just push through to cover. That'll be a dot ball. Good line, good length. No heroics from Butler. None needed, by the way. So you can afford to just wait for that ball that can be hit. Keep the run rate ticking over. And hopefully, if you're an England fan, Butler and Salt can get England off to a solid start. Ali Khan runs in. Butler waits. Well, he's not hanging around. Hop, skip and a jump down the wicket and crashes that over long gone. Couple of bounces over the boundary for Fuller. Just saw a shot of Johnny Burstow waiting to come in. He's got his helmet on already. Maybe he's not got much confidence in Butler and Salt when they're batting like this. Maybe he knows they're pushing the luck a little bit. Or maybe he's keeping the sun off his ginger head. I went with the latter. Ali Khan runs in. This one's crashed to long gone again, but there's a fielder out there this time. That'll just be a single. Butler moves on to 33 from 21. Salt's only on 3, but he's only faced 6 deliveries. England 42 for none. Target 116. I think if Johnny Butler comes out to bat and he's there for more than like 10 minutes, with the heat, he's just going to be a puddle of sweat by the end of it. Ali Khan into Salt, pushes it to cover. Jones fields, dot ball. I think Salt would be wise just to anchor one end, why Butler's obviously got his eye in. And let Butler go to town on the USA bowlers. Current run rate's 9, required is 4.83. Although that required will go up slightly because England need to be finishing this before 18.4 overs. Khan in. This one's flicked down off his pads. Deep backward square leg. That'll be a couple to England. Throws it into the keeper. On Shoutwick. Got round nicely there to keep that from being a boundary. 44 for non-England. 1 ball left of the 5th over. Salt's moved on to 5 from 8 deliveries. Ali Khan runs in. Salt pushes this through the covers, times it beautifully. Didn't come off the middle, but just brute power. Crashes to the boundary. England 48 for none. 5 overs completed. Salt's going at a run of ball. He's scored 9. Going to be Butler on the start, on strike at the start of this 6th over. He's currently taking the USA bowlers to the woodshed. 33 from 21 deliveries. Hit 104 metres out of the ground, onto the roof, smashed a solar panel. Going to be Ken Jig to bowl his 2nd over. His first one went for 7. England need 68 to win from 90 deliveries. Butler runs down the wicket to Ken Jig. Bowls into his pads, just pushes it to the leg side for a single. Almost a 50 up here for England. 49 for none. Salt on strike. And Jig with a short run up into Salt. Stands back in his crease. Tries to hoik it over deep mid-wicket. Doesn't time it. Doesn't get it off the middle. Just to the left of the fielder. Very lucky there, Salt. However, England move on to 50 for none. 5 overs and 2 deliveries it's taken to get there. Salt's on 10 from 10. Butler, 34 from 22. He runs down the wicket here to Kenjig. Smashes it over the bowler's head. Calamity fielding there. So he didn't time it, didn't middle it, went right over the bowler's head. The fielder runs around, misses a potential catch. But worse than that, with the dive, can't stop the ball going over the boundary then for 4, and he's diving around like a flailing fish out of water. Not what Kenjig would want to see from his fielders. 54 for non-England. Reverse sweep here from Butler. That gets through between point and gully. You know what's coming up. 58 for non-England. Butler on strike. Kenjig in. Bain's movement to the leg side does Butler. Kenjig doesn't fall for it. Butler can just push this one to square leg. Salt's looking for a single. Butler sends him back. That'll be a dot ball. Kenjig in, last ball of the over. Butler sweeps this to the leg side. That won't quite go for 4 though. Didn't time it perfectly. Forward square leg runs round. Keeps it down to 2. 60 for non-England. End of the sixth over. Butler moves on to 44 from 26 deliveries. Great innings. Pushed his luck a couple of times. But you make your own luck in this game, as you do in life. Salt's playing a supporting role at the minute. Just 10 from 10 deliveries. That's the end of the power play. So, thankfully for the USA bowlers, they can spread the fielders a little bit wider now. Although when Butler's hitting it out of the ground, you can put your fielders where you want. It's not going to make a difference, is it? Salt's got that same ability. It's just, if you get it a little bit wrong, you've got a better chance, if you're a fielding team, of getting the catch. Or at least saving the boundary for 4. But Salt on strike. Ali Khan runs in. Clattered through backward point. Bit of a misfield from Anderson. He'll take the fielder on. Good running from England. And that's going to be almost overthrows. I don't know what the keeper was doing there. Butler was clearly going to be in. Either way, 2 runs from the ball. England move on to 62 for none. It'll be Salt on strike again. 12 from 11. Ambling. He was just ambling a little bit at the end, actually, Butler. So fair play to the wicket keeper for having a shy. No harm done. Salt on strike. Ali Khan runs in. Oh, just pushes this to long gone. Easy single. In that heat, easy singles are not a bad thing, are they? That shy at the stumps from the keeper wouldn't have had Butler out. He was in his ground. Only just, but he was in. Butler on strike now. Full toss onto his pads, clubbed over leg side. Not timed too well though, but that'll be a couple for Butler. England will move on. England will move on to 65 for none. Target 116. Pitched up almost a Yorker there. Driven to long off. That'll just be a single. 66 for none. Just a reminder, target 116. If England do it in 18.4 overs or less, they're guaranteed a place in the semi-finals, and then the West Indies and South Africa battle it out tonight for that second place. Join us there. Not live for obvious reasons just yet, but as live. Ali Khan strays down the leg side there. There'll be one added to the England totals, 67 for none. Bolt's on 13 from 12. Star of the innings so far though, Butler. He's on 47 from 28. Two balls left in this seventh over. Ali Khan runs in, Salt waits. Clips that off his pads to the leg side. He'll try and run for two there, and he'll get two. Good running by England. Got the first one out of the way quickly. Put the fielder under pressure. 69 for none. Salt on to 15. One ball left of the seventh over. Looks like there's plenty of beers being drunk in the crowd as well. Don't blame them. Keep hydrated in this heat. Not the best thing to keep you hydrated, is it really? But the most fun. Ali Khan runs in. Salt drives that through the covers. Just be a single though. Deep extra cover throws that back. End of the over. England 70 for none. Salt's on 16 from 14. Butler 47 from 28 deliveries. It's going to be Salt to take strike though at the start of the eighth over. Looks like there's some burnt bodies in that swimming pool. Just waiting for this over to start. Only supposed to be 60 seconds between overs. It's going to be Van Schoutwick to come into the attack. Got about a 5-minute break there. Supposed to be 60 seconds. Salt on strike. Pitched up almost Yorker length. Just pushed back to the bowler there from Salt. Good start for Van Schoutwick. Johnny Burstow still got his helmet on. He was just taking it off then, as the camera panned away from him. He's obviously got his sunscreen on. Total sunblock. None of this factor 20 for our Johnny Burstow. Salt on strike. This one's bowled, good line, good length, but clubbed through the offside. Dive from a fielder at long off. Can't keep it from the boundary. That'll be 4 to Salt. England move on to 74 for none. The bowlers did the hard work for England, restricting the USA to 115. Now Butler's doing the hard work for the batsman, but Salt's on strike. He clubs this square. Deep square on the boundary, that'll just be a single. Putting Butler on strike. He's on 47 from 28 deliveries. My money's on. He gets his 50 from these next 3 balls. I'll be amazed if he doesn't. The question is, does he do it in style? That's an awful ball there from Van Shoutwick. It was wide. It was a full toss. Going to be a free hit, is it? Yeah, it's classed as a no ball. Right, to get it out of the back of the hands, I think. Definitely went past Butler above hip height. On down the leg side, so a free hit coming up. Good recovery from Van Shoutwick though. Butler took a early stride to the leg side. Van Shoutwick just pushed it a little bit wider on the offside. Butler couldn't reach it after making that initial movement. Dot ball. So well recovered by the bowler there. Butler will feel like he missed out. He won't be too disappointed though. Not on 47 from 30 deliveries, he won't. Van Shoutwick runs in. Pushes this one through the covers. He'll just get a single there, so he'll move on to 48 from 31 deliveries. 1 ball left of this Van Shoutwick over for Salt. He's currently on 21 from 17. Pretty sure Butler will be hoping that Salt gets a dot ball here, then he can take strike at the start of the next over. He'll want to be getting to 50 as quickly as possible. Salt on strike, final ball of the 8th over. Just spins and pulls this to the leg side. Backward square leg will keep that to a single, which will take Butler off strike. But England move on to 78 for none, facing a target of 116. And if all things being equal, looks like England playing the way into the semi-finals, guaranteed. As long as they get this total within 18.4 overs, they're nailed on. 72 balls remaining, 38 runs needed. We've got Salt on strike, and it's going to be Harmeet Singh to bowl his second over. His first one went for 4 runs. Singh into Salt, just pushes it to long on. That'll be a single. Gets Butler on strike. He needs 2 for his 50, having only faced 31 deliveries. Butler down the wicket, long off, crashes it over his head. He'd have needed to be 20 foot tall to take that one in his hands. Butler, 54 from 32 deliveries. I doff my cap to you, Joss Butler. He salutes the crowd. 86 metres that ball went. This time he's clubbed it over leg side. Dropped in the crowd. You know what that means. 6 for Butler. 6 for England. They move on to 91 for none. Only 8 overs and 3 deliveries bowled. 79 metres for that 6. Young lady in the crowd arguing with, I'm assuming it's her husband. She wants to keep that as a souvenir. Her husband saying, you can't do that. Trying to make her throw it back. She's saying, no, no, no. We may need a new ball. That'll be on eBay next week, won't it? Oh, she's handed it back to the ball boy. She's a good sport. Army. Wow. Just wow. So Butler had just smashed that over long off. No chance for the fielder. 92 metres. Didn't try and overhit that. Just timing. He's gone again. He's gone again over leg side. Deep square. No fielder's going to be saving that, I'm afraid. Butler's absolutely demolished the bowler in that over. There's still one ball left. He's gone single and then 4 sixes, and there's still the final ball to come. That one went for 82 metres. And this one, Army just bowls that. I think it slipped out of his hand. It was on the other crease by the time it got to the wicket keeper. He's done him again. That's huge. He just clubbed that over deep mid-wicket. 78 he's moved on to. 32 runs from that over. Just smashed it over deep. Nonchalant. Clubbed it. Greened it. Flew into the crowd. And England have moved on to 110 for none in the blink of an eye. Blimey. That over will be shown again sometimes. 32 runs from it. We're not even at the halfway stage. Almost felt sorry for the bowler at the end of that. He literally was that frightened of what Butler was going to do to him, was Harmy. He bowled a wide that was on the wicket adjacent. So England, it's going to be Salt on strike, so England need 6 more runs to win. Is Salt going to try and do it in style? Not just Stuart Broad who gets clubbed around, although there was one less 6 in that over. Salt. Ali Khan runs in. He's gone for the big one. He crashes it over deep mid-wicket. But there's a fielder there. There'll just be the 2 from that. 24 from 20 deliveries Salt moves on to. England move on to 111. David Shepherd, you'll be hopping from foot to foot wherever you are, my friend. No doubt he's enjoying this from them pearly gates. On Shoutwick runs in, Butler just pushes this through the covers. That'll be a lazy single. England move on. 112 for none. 4 needed for a comprehensive victory that will drive them into the semi-finals, guaranteed. And line up a cracking match tonight. The Windies and South Africa. Winner takes all there. This one's clubbed to long on. All along the floor though for Salt. That'll be a single. And it'll be a fitting end to the innings if Butler gets the winning runs. Hopefully over the boundary for 6. What a shame we haven't got any live chat. This time Butler Cuts it, backward point. That's 4. That's the end of the innings. England guarantee a place into the semi-finals. Comprehensive victory over the USA there. England win by 10 wickets. Right, I'm going to get off now and upload this to YouTube so you can watch it as live, hopefully. Please give it a like. That's important, the likes. They're as important as the subscriptions, really. But we'll be back with South Africa and the West Indies, hopefully live. More than likely the issues won't be sorted that quick, so as live the watch along. I'm Jimmy James. Thanks for joining Catch It Live first. Stick with us. We love you having your company. We'll be back soon.